Hi guys, it's me, Grandma Williams. Today we're going to have a Q&A, episode 8. I'm going to be answering questions, and the questions are coming from emails that were sent in to me, and I wanted to make sure they got enough to be able to answer to make one post and not just a couple of questions and answers for you. So I'm going to be answering the questions, and we have our producer, David, that's going to be answering or asking the questions. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and start with the first question.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Question number 1, how are you, Grandma?
Grandma's doing good. Grandma's doing good.
That's wonderful. Question number 2, why do you do tutorials?
I do tutorials because I want my subscribers to see the full package of what I do as far as cooking wise. I don't want to miss anything, any teaspoons, any parts of a recipe that's very important that you need to know about. I've watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and they're always cutting the video and coming back with another video where they left off over and over and over. I like to do one video, stop it, come back in with a second video to continue where I left off. And I think the viewer deserves that. And it's not for myself to teach anybody, because they probably already know, but it's for them to try to do another way of whatever I'm doing and see if it works best for them and something that they can enjoy. The tutorials are not for me, it's for them.
That is wonderful.
Yep.
All right, question number 3, how long have you been on YouTube?
Gee. I'm going to say somewhere in the fall of 2016, maybe 2017.
That's
Is that all right?
Good stretch there.
All right.
Question number 4, when did you first start canning?
Oh, that's cool. That takes me way back. When I was a kid growing up, I think I was about 12, no, about 10 or 11 years old. And my dad was always talking about him and his dad, how they used to can berries off of the tree in the mountains of Virginia and ferment it and make wine out of it. So I thought, on my own, as young as I was, I put berries from off our backyard tree up in the hills in Maryland, and they were good berries too, very sweet. I don't know what kind of berries they were, but they were small, black, brown ones. And I put them in a big old pickling jar, and with vinegar and water, and I buried the whole jar underground, and I waited for a whole month. And I went back and I dug the jar up and I opened the jar to taste it. Oh, it was nasty. And I was like, no, I'm never doing that. Dad lied to me about Grandpa. I'm not going to do that. And I didn't tell Dad that I did that. But that was my first canning trip.
That is hilarious. That is awesome.
It was something to remember.
All right, next. We watched you videos of canning, and we were wondering, why don't you have dentures?
Because, well, I guess it's fair to say, since you're asking, my first marriage, my ex-husband had gotten in a fight with me, being drunk and on drugs, and he knocked some teeth out. And after that, and I left him, then I got married again, and I got pregnant. And during my pregnancy, the sugar that my body released was way too much, and it started decaying my teeth. And even though I brushed my teeth maybe 3 or 4 times a day, and then even after the pregnancy, after having my daughter, I constantly still kept brushing my teeth, but the sugar was so much produced with breastfeeding that it decayed my teeth even more. So I had to go to a dentist and have them removed. I was fitted for dentures. The dentist did not properly fit my mouth with dentures correctly, and after the swelling went down, the dentures did not fit. So I called the dentist and told them that they didn't fit, and I wanted to talk to them because I wanted to get my money back so I could have some fit me. And when I went back, the dentist had closed his office, he left, and nobody knows where he is. So I'm left without dentures, and right now I do fine eating the way I do, so I really don't want to be fitted with dentures again. I'm very depressed about that. I don't have the money to even try again. So there you go.
That's a very interesting
That's
story.
being honest. I don't know any other way to tell them.
Yes. Okay, question number 6. When is your birthday?
Okay, we're going to go ahead and say May 2nd.
Very good.
If you want to know how old well, I just turned 59 years old. I was born in 1966.
Wow. All right. Question number 7. We love listening to your original songs. Why do you write sad songs?
Well, I've been a songwriter, artist, author for many years. And everything I write pretty much comes from what I live. I have a hard time getting things out of my head, put it down on paper. So what bits and pieces are still memorable, I will write those down or type them, and then I'll just pretty much add things to it, to other people's life, to make a story or a song or what have you. That's the best I can describe it. And they're true stories, but they're produced in a way that you could actually follow as a story or a song.
Okay, very good. Okay, here's a good question for you. Do you make up your own recipes for your tutorials?
Yeah, I do. It started when I was young, 9 years old. I used to watch my mom make all kinds of food. And she wouldn't have a measuring cup or all the things we have today. She used a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and took a spoon and said, no, we'd use that. And then she took a coffee cup, filled it up there, and she put that in and did another one. So she never had any measuring cups or utensils what you have today, and that's how I learned. And ever since that, I started canning, I don't know what else to say.
That is interesting. That is really, really good. Thank you. Question number 9. What will your next tutorial be about?
Well, I think I probably would do something that's quick and easy for people because I live in Florida and we have hurricane season here coming up, and I always thought about people that have to go to shelters or having your lights turned off for 2-3 weeks, not having any staples to eat. What would be the best thing that I would want to have on my shelf in case anything like that happened? And I've been through many hurricanes. And I decided pickling some sugar-free pickled beets and eggs would be a great idea for a tutorial next.
Nice. Pickled.
Yeah, a lot of protein, something you could eat every day for 2 weeks. It's not going to kill you. It's a good essential food for you. It's it's not something like it is a meat. Eggs are a meat, so you'll have your protein there. So I think it'd be the best idea to do a tutorial for that for hurricane victims or those that have to, leave for shelters. Take a jar of pickled beets and eggs with you. You don't know if they're going to feed you or not at the shelter, but you're going to have some food with you.
Okay. Question number 10. How long do you plan on canning in general?
As long as God will allow me, I would like to do it as long as I have a way of financially being able to buy the food and be able to feel healthy enough to stand up on my feet and do a tutorial. I guess maybe 20 or 30 more years from now.
I say amen to that.
I'd like to try.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, one last thing before we go. What would you like to tell your subscribers?
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for loving me enough to watch my tutorials. I hope my tutorials have helped you out in some type of way. I'd like to hear more from you. If you would like for me to do a tutorial that you would like, just let me know. You know, if you don't comment, you know, you can always reach me at my email, LJ2 Lana, LJW2 Lana@hotmail.com. And I'll be sure to answer you. There's nothing that I wouldn't do than to keep you in my family and, you know, show you things, and we can do things together.
That is awesome. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. That ends this edition.
Bye, guys. Grandma loves you. See you next time. Be good.